Hey there, Drawyah here, and welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now today, certainly a big one, as we take flights in the biggest of the A320 series aircraft, the Airbus A321. Flying in Orbit Airlines colours, again another classic airline that I'm sure everybody remembers from the good old FSX days. And, well, I'm just excited to bring this to you because, as you know, I've been working with Canadian Mods Wasabi Sniper. Is the guy who's been developing a lot of these ported over FSX aircraft with cockpit mergers and all that. And, well, latest release today, we have the Airbus A321. So we take this flight today, London Heathrow to Moscow Sheremetyevo. It's about 3 hours and 5-ish minutes flight time today. And like I said, I'm just very excited to be bringing this to you today. Like I say, classic Orbit Airlines colours, an airline I'm sure many of us remember from the classic good old days of FSX. You know, those airlines that we we all found annoying back in the day because they weren't real. And now have a place in our hearts with nostalgia. So I'll jump in the cockpit, set the aircraft up, and prepare it for flights today. First things first, batteries on, IRS sets to nav. The cockpit itself is the A321 cockpit, so there's a few small inaccuracies when compared to the real A321, but 95% of it exactly what you expect to find. The two main differences is the A321neo has ever so slightly different overhead panel, I believe, with the bleeds, and also the flap configuration is slightly different, but otherwise it's not that much difference. Aircraft is a freeware mod. It'll be released as soon as we land in Moscow. So this is like CRJ, like 747-400. This streams like the proving flight, the testing flight. Make sure everything works properly. If there's no bugs, no issues, it will release after stream. If there are a few issues, then we'll take a little bit longer to fix them. But I expect no major problems with this today. Alright, so overhead is set up. We'll leave the fuel pumps off until the aircraft is fueled up. Nav lights on, strobe lights automatic. Jump down to the FMS, let's start programming that. Clear you. Ooh. Ah, that might be a small problem. Unless that's just not me setting up properly. Okay, give it a second. Oh, there we go, that's better. So, backup displays powering. FMCs are on, as is the radios. Okay, no, that's fine. There's no problem. The brightness. Had a little heart attack there, but no, it's just the aircraft overhead's just doing what it does. Right, that's better. FMS in this program is flight plan today. So, performance, no, initialization. Echo, Golf, Lima Lima to Uniform, whoops. Echo, Echo. Plug this in. That's fine. Also, this aircraft is compatible with the A320neo, and so if you do use the upgraded aircraft by fly-by-wire, it also includes the cockpit upgrades as well. So you don't miss out on any of that. You do get the fully fledged aircrafts flying with Orbit. So Oscar Romeo 2579. Sim. Cost next day, according to SimBrief, is 12. Cruising altitude, flight level 350. So far, so good. Let's head over to the IRS, make sure that's lining, line of reference confirm. And before we continue with anything else, let us... Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay, set up the fuel truck ever arrive? I'm sure the fuel truck got here. But, if not, we'll just do it from the menu. Fair enough. So, let's put the fuel in the aircraft, and then let's go plug in the rest of that. So... On board, we require 28,143. 28,143. Now do a bit of access, that's fine. Close you, and let that all load up on the system. Zero fuel weight is 53.1. Center of gravity 22.4. Block fuel is 13.28, 13.3. Perfect. Let's say hello to our passengers, shall we? In fact, let's even board them before I forget. So, departing Heathrow to Moscow. Orbit 2579, 35,000 feet. Flight time 3 hours 5 minutes. Time to take off approximately 21 by the time I finish this. Flying an A321 with 174 people on board. Orbit Airlines, I don't think they have Wi-Fi, no they don't. No, I don't think Orbit would use IFE. Boarding music, no. Car safe briefing, no. Snacks and drinks, yes. Meal service. I think Orbit, for me, we're always like the low-cost carrier of Microsoft Flight Simulator X, so we'll leave it all off. Right, zero. So left OBCDs, zero fuel weight, center of gravity. So there's no fuel in the aircraft. Where would the center of gravity be relative to the aircraft weights? Right, so passengers are boarding. Let's just plug in the waypoints. So head to the airways and start off with Bravo Papa Kilo. There we go, Bravo Papa Kilo. A few seconds to load, since this is one of those waypoints that goes to select location. Following that, we fly direct to Digsu. Again, the radios seem to have just disappeared. I'm not quite sure what causes that. Ah, it's down to the way I look at it. I don't know. It's like you look at it top down, it disappears. That looks like it's just something the Sim's doing. If it works, that's the main thing that's important. Next is Banem. Following Banem, we fly to Ledbo. And then it's Buckhuts. Insert that. Scroll down. And from Buckhut, we carry on with Gas2. Following Nonsa. And then we fly to Asden. Not slow, there we go. Asden. And then we fly to Bilra. And then it's Poken. Ah, I thought that's right. Don't need you anymore. So Bilra, then to Poken. Insert that. Scroll down. From Poken, we fly to Llama. Yes, flying the Airbus A321 today in Orbit Airlines colours. You know, the classic default FSX aircraft that we all know and love. So as we're in the air, we'll have a chance to kind of look around, see the aircraft in more detail, and enjoy some of that. That's me. Following Olmor. And then it's Okpan. Garrick. Insert, scroll down. And then it's Tignu. Lunit. Whoops, oh boy. Okay, that's bad. Okay, clear you. And then erase. Cool, mark that up slightly. So back to Garrick. So it's Garrick, sorry, Tignu. I'll wait a few seconds, then plug in Garrick. Sorry, Tignu, Lunits, there we go. Perfect, right. Lunits, we fly to Amdor. and then it's Olmet. What's in database? Olmet. Let's try it again. There we go. And then it's Mitsmu.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to welcome you aboard.
And that's that. Flight plan is complete.
Please be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. Unless you're in the front row, please place all of your items in the overhead bins. If you have any trouble finding
Right, so flight plan is plugged in. Passengers are boarding. Who's that nearby? Can hear someone. Oh, it's a generic plane putting into gate right now. So like I said, we are using IVAO. So if you want to check me on IVAO, you can do nice and easily. IRS is lines, that's all fine. Passengers boarding should be nearing completion now. There's the A321 seat map. You've got a few missing seats in the middle there. That's for the middle rear emergency exits. Otherwise, almost done with the boarding process.
Thank you and welcome aboard.
If you want tracking on IVAO, you can do it with this link here. That's my tracking link on IVAO. It's kind of like Flight Radar 24, but for flight simming. Right, that's all set. Oops. So how's the... So yeah, they do work. It's just if you're too close to them, they don't seem to appear, the radios. We'll get that looked at just in case it's a major issue, but it should be alright for purposes of flights. Shouldn't have too many problems with that. Flight plan's plugged in. Let's plug in our departure, which is runway 27 right. While the Bravo Papa Kilo 7 for departure. Insert that. That's all set. We're going to land, well, set to land on runway 06 right at Moscow. Flying in direct to that last waypoint, so be very careful about that. FMS plugged in. That's all good. Flight plan set. I'm all happy with that. Let us now head over to the overhead. Turn on the APU. And also, greet our passengers. I haven't done that yet. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard this Orbit Airlines flights 2579 from London Heathrow to Moscow, Sheremetyevo. Flight time today is 3 hours and 5 minutes, just in the final stage of preparing the aircraft, and should be pushing back in a matter of no time at all. Any questions, speak to cabin crew today. I'd like you to sit back, relax, enjoy a flight of Orbit Airlines today. There we go. Let's go to public address, general. Okay. Good afternoon, gentlemen, and welcome aboard this Orbit Airlines flights to. So far, so good. So currently at Terminal 3 in Heathrow right now. Sit back, relax, enjoy the flight of Orbit Airlines today. That's all fine. APU should be stabling right now. Open, APU starts, and that's fine. As in the FMS, let's start the performance page. So using flaps 1 for takeoff. Flex temp is 75. And our V speeds, whoops, 138 to rotate. So relatively, well, it's higher speed rotate than usual, but in the A321 it's both a heavier aeroplane and it's kind of medium haul to Moscow from here, so more weights, going to need to run the extra speed up. But yeah, apart from that, it should be alright. Jet bridge issue will be fixed on the release version. The jet bridge issue is, well, it's not really an issue, but basically the coordinates just needs to be adjusted. That will be set by the time sim add-on releases. Again, stuff like that is why we do these testing kind of videos, make sure that everything's running properly. Small tweaks like that we can make, well, wassabi can make, Canadian mods can make. And yeah, that's it, as well goes to plan. Have the mod released by the end of the stream. So set the speeds up and all that. Standard A320neo and Microsoft Flight Sim Y. All looks good. All looks good. Right, so at this point, we're now just waiting for the final passengers to board, I think.
We're ready to go when you are.
Perfect timing. Thank you, cabin crew. So passengers boarded, aircraft's pretty much ready to go, AP is running, bringing AP bleed on. Give it a few seconds, turn off external power. Fuel pumps come on. Seatbelt sign, so automatic, set it on. And turn that on. And that is pretty much that. Quick fire check systems, make sure everything's running properly, which they are. Only doors open is the front door, which is fine. That's all fine. Lock the door. Let us now request pushback tug, and let's get going. So beacon lights on to allow ground crews that the engine's ready to start and clear everything up. Shift P calls the pushback tug. Jet bridge will now disconnect. And as we're running, or departing 27 right, I'm going to request pushback to the right, nose goes left. Yes.
For service 2, Sierra Matievo. Our flight time will be roughly 3 hours and 5 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down.
Wait for slight pressure on the nose there.
And make sure that all tray tables and seat backs in locked position for departure. Cabin crew secure doors for departure.
There you go, parking brake released. Engine to ignition, engine 1 starts. Who's Anita, Jack?
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your complete attention to the flight attendants as they demonstrate the safety features of our aircraft. You will notice a light illuminated above your seat. When this light is illuminated, please fasten your seatbelt below and tight across your lap.
So nose goes left.
Insert the metal fittings into one another and tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap.
Don't forget.
For portion of the buckle. We suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened
Engine
throughout
1
the
is
flight as we may
starting,
experience
looking
unexpected
good.
turbulence. There are several emergency exits on this aircraft. Please take a few moments now to locate your nearest exit.
What do you mean by
In some
automatically
cases,
place
your
flight,
nearest
mummy?
exit may be behind you. If we need to evacuate the aircraft, floor level lighting will guide you towards the exit.
Oh, I don't make these mods line. Full credit goes to Canadian mods, Wasabi Sniper. He's the one who does all the hard work for these aircrafts. I'm just kind of showing them off, promoting them, showing that they exist. He's done all the hard work. He deserves all the credit with this stuff.
Although the bag does not inflate, oxygen is flowing to the mask. If you're traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask on first and then assist others.
Set engine
Keep
2
your mask on
starts.
until a member of the crew advises you it is safe to remove it. In the unlikely event of a water landing,
So far so good.
so open the plastic pouch and remove
Engine
the vest.
2 is
Flip it over your
starting.
head.
Do a
Wrap
quick
the
systems
straps
check,
around
make
your
sure
waist
the
and buckle
aircraft
up the
systems are
front. Pull the
working.
strap to tighten. To inflate the vest, pull
So
firmly on the red
elevators
cord only
responsive.
when exiting the aircraft. If your light
Ailerons
vest does not
responsive.
inflate automatically, blow into the mouth
Rudder
for manual inflation.
responsive.
This vest is equipped with a
Spoilers
whistle and light. If necessary,
work.
your seat
Perfect.
is
Right.
as a secondary flotation device. Pull the
What
cushion
departure
from
is
the
that?
seat, put your arms into the straps, and hug the cushion to your chest. Please securely stow your
Okay,
personal
our
items.
waypoints
Make
are in
sure
the
your
incorrect
seatbelts are
position. We
fastened
figure out which one
and
that is
fasten tray
and
tables are in their full
remove.
upright position.
This
We
is why I
remind
show
you
you the
that
flight
this is a
plans, guys.
non-smoking flight.
Obviously, I've
Tampering with,
forgotten to do it this
disabling,
time.
or destroying the smoke
What's
detectors
that?
located in the lavatories is prohibited by law. All of this information and more can be found in the safety card located
Charlie
in
Hotel
the seat
Tango.
back in
Which
front
one's
of you.
that?
We suggest reading this and letting a
Okay.
cabin member know if you have any questions. Thank you for flying with us again, and we hope you enjoy your flight.
There we go, that's better. So insert you. And now it should be a straight line. Hopefully. Perfect, there you go, that makes much more sense as a flight plan. Speed my way across, make sure everything else is correct. Yeah, that's alright. Okay, that's fine. So just a one-way point that was slightly oddly placed. Let us turn off the engine ignition, arm spoilers, flaps down to the number 1 position. APU off. There was a default FSX in Microsoft Flight Sim, but in Microsoft Flight Sim X, there's no cockpit in the sim to really merge it with. 7.3, we'll have to see how that goes in the future. Active wind shear set you to Tara, set you to automatic. auto brake set to max. Cabin check. And with that, our pre-takeoff checklist is now complete. Liveries it comes with will be the default FSX liveries, but well, given the A321 was default aircraft for FSX, there are hundreds of liveries available standard online, which will work with this model. Oops, before I forget, make sure that taxi lights are set as well. And so we're now making our way over to runway 27 right. Oh yes, and also anti-ice. We know what the sim is like with anti-ice. So set that all on. At this stage, the aircraft's now pretty much ready for flights. Oh yeah, no worries, Jared. I'm glad you're enjoying the watch. I'm glad you're learning from these videos as well. The A321 is a freeware mod, and it will release pretty much the same time I land in Russia. So either Flight Sim 2, we'll wait for the verification process of that, or we will just drop a direct link straight to the add-on. Ooh, likewise, there is now a dedicated Discord server for this. Let me drop a link to you now as well. So if you guys want to get a bit more of an update with the Canadian mod stuff, then this here is the Discord server for that. So worth checking out. Again, massive credits to Wasabi Sniper, massive credit to Game Mods for being able to put this all together. I say he's the one who's done all the hard work for this, therefore he very much deserves the credit for what he's doing. So modded planes right now that are modded jetliners available are the CRJ 700, 747-400, and then as of tonight the Airbus A321. And as for the 737, kind of waiting for when a compatible cockpit arrives for it. And then also in regards to, well, what other jet aircraft did FSX have that people might be interested in? Perhaps the Learjets? We'll see. Try not to get political, Jake. We keep politics away from this channel. Flight time 3 hours and 5 minutes. And yes, I do know that Berlin Tegel was closing. It's the main reason why I flew to Berlin a couple of weeks ago. To visit Berlin Tegel before it closes one last time. I've done a couple of flights to Schoenfeld, but never Tegel, so I went there in like 3 weeks ago to go see it. It's just possible, there we go. So that's another one to check out. Yes, Orbit Airlines, who remembers this classic from FSX? Orbit Airlines are always my favourite of all the default aircraft in Microsoft Flight Sim X, especially the 737-400 livery back in 2004. The old blue and yellow was a fantastic livery. A380. Yes, the A321 is the biggest of the A320 series aircraft. It's the longest, has the most range, and carries the most fuel and weight. And so this is the aircraft that virtually rivals the 757 in terms of operations and routes. I'll make a left-hand turn here now. Also got to remember this is a slightly longer aeroplane compared to the A320neo, so try not to be too harsh on the turns here and all that. Yes, it's an A320 cockpit, but apart from 2 switches and overhead panel, and the overhead panel having 1 extra button, there is no real difference between the A320's cockpits and the A321 cockpits. Thank you for the pound. Ruben, thank you very much. If you head to the content manager, you'll be able to download the aircraft that went missing. Head to the content manager on your profile, and then re-download the aircraft through that. It's an issue that a few people have had, and so easy way to resolve it, re-download them, all works fine. Yeah, the auto brakes do turn off, so for example, if I set the auto brakes and then press the toe brakes, it turns off the auto braking. So that is not something the aircraft does, and it's just a thing with the default A320. There is one mod out there I've seen that fixes that, but I'll need to try and dig it up at some point and figure out where it was. I don't think I ever released one either. I think it was just like emailed to me as a side note kind of thing. But it is possible to fix that. Hey, if you're there, Theo, take notes. No, so far so good. A320 looking sublime. It's going to be a good flight, this. Again, another Flight Sim classic. Back in the sim. We've done World Travel, we've done Pacifica. Now my favourite airline of them all, Orbit Airlines. Right, almost at the runway now, got one left-hand turn. And on the way. We will use flex for takeoff. We are heavy, but the runway here at Heathrow, ample length for us to use flex for takeoff, so that should be a problem. No wing views. That's one thing that this add-on does miss out on, I'm afraid. I mean, they're there, you just won't be able to see them. Because the actual wing views themselves are based off of the external model. Oops, there we go. So you can see they kind of just disappear the second you load up. So that sounds fact that it's based off the external model wing views, rather than the internal. And yes, it is compatible with the fly-by-wire A321X. We are using the upgraded cockpit today. Turn up the backup brightness slightly. Right, let's make a left-hand turn, hold short to the runway, announce our departure intentions, and let's go. Also, cabin crew, please be seated for takeoff. Right. Cabin crew, please be seated for takeoff. Hold short. No mod of 350 yet. Not that I've seen yet for this sim. Right, so, quickly up PACX, sorry, PACX IVAO, Echo Lima traffic, lining up and taking off runway 27. Right. So 27 left for takeoff, 27 rights for landings today. Turn on the landing lights. Make sure the brake is set again. Increase throttle, and let's get going. Again, got to remember the A321 that it's a heavier aircraft, and therefore you need to put a little bit more throttle and just get the thing rolling. Unlike the A320, especially Neos, where the A319 works in all of them, the A320neo does, the A320ceo doesn't. Basically, at idle, the engine still produces enough thrust to get the aircraft rolling on the ground. So, on the A319neo especially, whenever you're taxiing, 9 times out of 10, the aircraft's on idle throttle. It never actually throttles up because it's just so light and small, engine so powerful, it keeps the aircraft rolling. A lot of people in the latest A321X said that it was a bug, but in reality, the A320neo does actually roll when it's on idle. Right, also zoom in slightly on the ND there, get more of an idea of what the right hand turn is there initially. Right, let's do this. Throttle up, 50%. 1 and 2 are stable. Up to flex. Get windy there. V1 rotates. Gosh, the wind's... It's a 19 knot crosswind, that. gosh. Gear up. 19 knots crosswind now, up to 23, 24. That was a bit shaky for my liking, but we are up. Yeah, it's a bit windy in the UK. A few storms here and there as well to deal with, but we're up, we're safe, that's the main thing that matters. Climb, flaps up. Slight right hand turn. Over to the first waypoints. Yeah, classic UK weather. To be fair, if you look at Heathrow in the last couple of days, there's been so many go-arounds, it's been crazy. A lot of pilots, a lot of aircraft just not handling this storm recently. So 250 knots now. Let's turn on autopilot, let's let the aircraft now do all the work for us. So 250 knots to 10,000, that's fine. Climb rate of, say, 3,000 feet per minute. That'll do. Thank you very much, Benjamin, there for the 499. Live streams, can't wait 787, yes. Can't wait to fly 787 again. It's one aircraft I've not been in a fair while now, actually, because it just has been a few issues with it. Last time I flew it was the Tokyo flight, Tokyo to Hiroshima, I think it was. Good flight, thoroughly enjoyed it. Hopefully the aircraft will make a reappearance soon. Stand down altimeter sets. Oops, there we go. The livery is default FSX. Default FSX A321. Like I've said, once we land in Moscow, if there are no issues with the aeroplane, we'll release the mods and have it available for download very shortly after. Passing through 8,000 now. Bit cloudy moment, but we are basically following the route around the M25 for this departure. That right there is going to be Slough, I believe.
Gentlemen, we have now passed 2,000 feet. You may turn on larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to please keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the duration of the flight and do not form a line near the lavatory.
10,000, and then lights off. At this point, sit back, relax, get after all the rest. It's not so much low quality, Max. At the end of the day, this is the default FSX model for the A321. Eventually, once more developers come out here and model makers do all their work, as a default aeroplane, it's one of the very first mods for the sim. What more can you ask for, really? It's not perfect, but from initial get-go, it's something, basically. It's like the 747-400. It's default 747, but at the end of the day, it's 748. It's 744 rather than 748, and also it has no issue with the two sides of the liveries. So can I just show you how strong this wind is right now? It's an 87 knot wind at 30 knots. We're flying in this direction, but the aircraft's crabbing, and we're actually flying about 10-20 degrees facing the other way. Just an idea of how strong these winds are right now. It's actually crazy. A lot of aircraft will not be able to counter these winds at the moment. So liveries it comes with is Orbit Airlines, World Travel, Pacifica, the default white livery, and, well, like I say, if you can find any of the original FSX freeware liveries it comes with, then you can download all of those as well. Same texture maps, same formats, just need to ensure they work in the sim. Flight time at the bottom of the screen, expected to arrive for 2 hours 56-ish minutes. Sometimes brightness slightly because the wind, the light glare is pretty much making this impossible to see. So turn those up slightly. Let's have a bit more visibility. It's a bit better. That's as good as we're going to get. I'm sure once we make a right turn slightly, the sun goes in a bit of a different direction. Be a bit more visible panels. But so far, so good. Liveries, you can already create your own livery maps and liveries within the sim. Again, if you use the default white liveries like a base, then it's not too difficult to get your head around. And likewise, they are also looking for the texture guy as well, so if anybody knows how to make 2K textures for the sim and wants to join in working on these projects, then drop a message on this Discord server. Before I forget, drop a link on that Discord server, say that you're happy to create some textures, and well, it's a freeware project, so start at your own time and kindness really, but any textures, any livery guys out there, feel free to put your hand up and we can definitely have a look. Well, I'm not sure how in depth it will be in terms of like, will it go A3 to the next level, Sod Sim, 78XE, that kind of stuff. But it's certainly going to get somewhere. I do know that the guy behind it, Wasabi, is going to certainly work on like upgrading systems, or new cockpits, that kind of stuff. It's all planned, it's all in the framework. It's just a case of kind of getting the support bases behind it. But right now, anybody knows to make 2K textures, feel free to put your hand up, make yourself known. The aircraft is an A321, Andre. A321.